and this is the Guardian Voice of the Missing podcast. If you're out there, let me know if you have any questions or want to comment on anything. Feel free to do that, and we can get those addressed. Hope you guys are all having a good evening. We do have a little bit of some updates on a couple of cases. We have some new cases to go over today as well. So let's go ahead and get started, and I will check in on you guys. If you send me a comment or message, just let me know if you're there. So this is a case that we had last week, but I really feel it's important to continue to share his. This is Remus Yazzie. He went missing from Farmington, New Mexico on January 5th of 2022. He was 29 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 31. He is 6 foot tall, 220 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. He does have a tattoo on his left side of his neck that says "Skate and Destroy," and a Snoopy on top of his house on his right forearm. He is enrolled in the Navajo Nation. He was released from the hospital due to him and another person had been in an accident, and he had texted his mother possibly the same day or before the accident from a person's phone, possibly a girlfriend, but the loved ones do not know her name and have never met her. The text said that he was going to go to a funeral in Gallup, New Mexico on January 5th of 2022. The last time family had physically seen Remus was on New Year's Eve in the early New Year's morning of 2022. There has been no further contact from Remus since the text on January 5th of 2022. This is out of his character for him to not have contact with his loved ones. He does not have a phone or an ID on him, and he has not been active on social media. There have been multiple searches for Remus, and one of the last searches here, just I believe in July, they did find a partial body part, which was a hand that was located and confirmed to be Yazzie's. The thing I want to really stress in his case is the fact that even though they have found his hand, that does not mean that he is not still alive, and he is very much still considered missing. So that is something important on these cases for people to know. Just because if they are finding certain types of remains and stuff does not mean that this individual is presumed to be deceased. He is very much still presumed to be alive. He is still considered missing. I know his family would very much appreciate people to keep his story alive. They will continue to search for him. They have had 3 searches, I believe, at this time for him. And the third search is the one where they did find his hand. One thing about Remus is he is known to be at the Brookside Park in Farmington Park and enjoys skateboarding. So if you have any information regarding Remus's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call Farmington, New Mexico Police Department at 505-591-1070. So yes, again, please continue to keep his story alive and send out prayers to the family and all the law enforcement and individuals that have been actively searching for him and hoping that he will be found soon. Hello, Hayes. Hope you are doing well. And also, hello, Ellen. It is good to see you as well on here. So the next story that we're going to do is a new case that I came across. This is Freddie Lewis Whitmore. He is missing out of Stanton, Tennessee on June 19th of 2005. He was 73 years old when he went missing. He would now be 91. He's somewhere around 6 foot to 6'2", 190 to 200 pounds. He had gray hair at the time and hazel eyes. But his hair does have a little bit of black in it. He does wear glasses for reading only. He has a scar on his upper lip and on his right eyebrow. He has large dark mole in his hair and numerous dark skin tag moles. Freddie does suffer from dementia and other medical conditions. Freddie was last seen wearing a short sleeve button-down shirt, black pants, socks with the tops were kind of ripped, red or a beige cap that said Ducks on it, gray Velcro athletic shoes, and a black belt with a silver buckle. He was walking with a cane, billfold. He had a pocket watch that said Elgin watch face with a USPO box key attached to it. and 2 medicine bottles. Freddie resides in the Cherry Street in Staunton, Tennessee, and was last seen between 6 and 7:30 a.m., standing alongside the road in the vicinity of Charleston Road and Highway 179, about a mile from his home. He had left a note for his wife that he was going to walk the dog. His dog did return home after a few hours. Authorities believe that he might have got a ride out of the area, but they do believe that he has met with foul play. He is described as a kind and trusting individual. If you have any information regarding Freddie's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call Haywood County, Kentucky Sheriff's Department at 731, Hay County, Tennessee, Sheriff's Department at 731-772-6158. I always think it's really important to share these cases, even if they're older. I never want anybody to not have hope that no matter how old a case is, anything can be small. So definitely getting these cases shared. Someone may know something out there. I know that's a long time ago for a lot of these cases that I'm sharing, but you just never know what piece will solve that puzzle. The next case I shared last week. This is a case that is out of Sedalia, Missouri. I'm sharing her again because Dana did have a birthday recently. This is Dana Jane Bruce. She went missing from Sedalia, Missouri on October 4th of 2008. She was 23 years old at the time of her disappearance. She is now 38, 5'2", 98 pounds, brown hair, and she had green hazel eyes. She did at the time, her hair did have some red highlights in it. When she disappeared, her hair is shoulder length and wavy with bangs. She is blind in her left eye. She has both of her ears pierced, once in each ear. She does have a 2-inch scar along her lower spine and a staple scar on her right shoulder. She has a tattoo on her upper left arm of a teddy bear with wings and a banner with the name Dylan. That is below on the flyer, and I'm sorry I don't have it up on the screen today, so I apologize for that. But it is out on her flyer. She was last seen wearing a black shirt with the word Rebel on the front in silver lettering and blue jeans, leaving her children's babysitter home where she had left them earlier that day so she could go out. And she had returned at midnight to give the babysitter more money and asked her to watch the children for the rest of the evening. Dana had last been seen at Malone's Bar on Main Street with a young man driving a late model red Ford F-150 truck earlier in the night of her disappearance, and left with a man at 11:30 p.m. I will say that I'm not going to say that this was the same man. It could possibly be a different individual that she left with. Police had identified the man that she had been seen with that night that she had disappeared. He had traveled to Atlanta, Georgia, and the police did question the man after his arrest there on unrelated marijuana possession and driving on a suspended license. He has never been named publicly, but the police are calling him a person of interest. He had said that Dana and him had went out, but they had parted ways after they had left the bar, and he had never seen her again. Just so you know that Dana did leave all of her belongings behind and does not have a bank account, credit cards, phone, or a vehicle. It is unknown if she had that ID on her at the time. She is known to be a devoted mother who would never leave or abandon her children. Foul play is suspected in her disappearance. If you have any information regarding Dana's disappearance or know her whereabouts, please call the Sedalia, Missouri Police Department at 660-826 8100 or 660-827-7823, or you can call the Missouri State Highway Patrol at 573-526-6178 or 866-362-6422. I will tell you that Dana is very much loved by her loved ones. Her children miss her. I just really believe that somebody out there knows something, and I also believe that the truth will come out. So again, please, for her family and her loved ones, please share her flyer. Let's keep her story alive. This story has, her case has been around a long time, and we deserve to be able to find where she is. and her family deserves to be able to have her back, and justice needs to prevail in this case. Again, we will continue to look, we will continue to share, and I appreciate everybody out there that shares. I know that her family will as well. So please, you guys, if there's anybody that has any information, please come forward. It's been long enough, and her story needs to be able to be solved, and her family deserve to have her home. And that is in all of these cases. But I do know that her family greatly misses her, and this is not an individual that would have left on her own accord. So please get her flyer shared and everything. This next case is an older case as well. I do have several cases tonight to share from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is one of their older cases. This is Alexis S. Patterson. She went missing on May 3rd of 2002. She was 7 years old at the time of her disappearance. She is now 28. She was at the time 3'8", 42 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. She was wearing her hair in 2 French braids on each side, and it was combined into a ponytail. She does have a scar under her right eye and a bump on her left pinky finger. Her nicknames at the time were Lexi and Pie. Lexi had been walked to school by her stepfather on the day of her disappearance. She did not attend school. However, classmates had said that they had seen her out on the playground before and after school. She had been wearing a red hooded jacket with gray stripes, a purple shirt, blue jeans, and white Nike shoes, along with a pink Barbie bag. She went missing near the corner of North 49th Street and West Garfield Avenue, right outside the High Mount Community School. Several of her classmates had said the week prior Alexis had went missing. There was a red truck that was seen but never dropped anyone off or picked anyone up. The red truck, however, has never been seen again after Alexi's disappearance and has never been identified. It is unknown if that is in connection to her case. Recent updates, I have updated some things on her flyer. Alexis's stepfather has passed away here, I believe, within the last couple of years. He did pass away. They have done several searches that have been unsuccessful to find Alexis. Foul play is suspected. And I will tell you, this is another case that her mom has been very vocal on keeping her case alive and, continues to search for her daughter. And I just, my heart goes out to her that she continues to keep Alexis' name out there in the media, social media, and everything, and continues to upstate, even though this case, as you can see, is over 20 years old, and she does continue to look and wants to find her daughter. One thing that is new on her case that I have seen recently, it has not been confirmed, but there is a possibility that there is an individual. I did put it underneath Alexis's flyers on Guardian. There is a lady that is a possibility that she could be Alexis. I know they're in the process to getting like DNA or whatever, but from what I read from the article and stuff that was put out in the media was she does not remember a lot of her younger life. And her and her husband had kind of questioned, more about her because she didn't really know a lot about herself when she was younger. So that is something that is new and hopefully promising to maybe locating her with Alexis. So if I see anything else new, I will keep you guys update. But that is one big thing in her case that I thought was pretty great. And that is just here in 2023. So I have not heard if they have confirmed. The picture there, the older picture, is an age progression picture of her. So if you have any information regarding Alexis' disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Milwaukee, Wisconsin Police Department Sensitive Crime Division at 414-935-7405 or the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children, NCMEC, at 800-843-5678. Again, my prayers are with her family. I'm hoping that maybe Can you hear me now? Are you guys able to hear me now? I'm hoping you guys can hear me. Sorry about that. Not really sure what is going on today. So I will continue on. It says that my audio is working now, so hopefully um, you guys can hear me. This next case is out of Warren, Michigan. This is James Henry Wilkins. He went missing on June 8th, 2023. He's 27 years old, 6 foot tall, 220 pounds, black hair, and brown eyes. He does have collar length braids, mustache, and goatee when he went missing. He does have multiple tattoos. He has Royale on the left side of his neck, Ariel on the left side of his chest, an unknown side of a forearm that has praying hands. The other, they're not for sure which forearm, has Bart and Lisa Simpson on it. His right upper arm has feathers, Diana, and another unknown name on his wrist. Both, it's unknown which name has Diane or the other name on it. He was last known to be at his home in the Regency Club Apartments on Hayes Road in Warren, Michigan. His roommate alleges that James packed up and left. However, James left his dog behind, which is very much out of his character. He would not leave his dog. James is known to be a devoted father, and it is, again, out of his character to not have contact with his loved ones. The day of his disappearance, he had constant back and forth contact with others, and his last call had went out at 11:22 a.m. There has been no contact or activity. His phone has either been shut off or the battery has died. There is a tan, and in that picture, Mercury Sable station wagon with license plate number EPR 6700 that is suspected to be involved in his disappearance. His roommate was the last person allegedly to see James. They do believe that there is foul play in his case. If you have any information regarding James' disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call 911 or the Warren, Michigan Police Department at 586-574-4700. Our Crime Stoppers at 800-SPEAK-UP. There is a $2,500 reward for him in information. Okay, I'm glad you guys can hear me. I apologize. I feel like I need to totally just start this podcast over. So I really apologize, you guys. I don't know how much you missed. So I'm really sorry. The next case I'm going to cover is out of Tennessee. It is another older case from November 23rd of the 2000. This is Larry Ford Tabb out of Tacoma, Tennessee. He was 49 years at the time of his disappearance. He is now 71, 5'6" to 5'8", 140 to 155 pounds, sandy hair, brown eyes. It was his hair was shoulder length at the time, and he did have a beard. He previously had his jaw fractured multiple times, which did require wiring. He had multiple prior fractures to his fingers and lower arms. There has been possible evidence of a gunshot wound as well. He does have scars on his lower right arm. He has suffered from advanced temporomandibular joint dysfunction, which causes pain in the joints and the muscles in his jaw. He was known to usually wear a t-shirt with a flannel overshirt and mid to high top tennis shoes. He had lived with his mother and had told his mother that he was moving to Paragould, Arkansas. Friends reported that he did arrive in Paragould, but was picked up by two friends from Memphis, Tennessee, and he was never heard or seen from again. When the friends were questioned by law enforcement, they said they had dropped him off and had never seen him after that. He did have a pay-by-month Cricket cell phone that it only worked in the Memphis area. Larry was unemployed at the time of his disappearance. He didn't have a vehicle and usually would walk, hitchhike, or get rides with friends. His driver's license had been suspended, but did have a Tennessee state ID. He had recently received a car accident settlement from insurance and may have had to check on him at the time of the disappearance. Foul play is suspected in his case. If you have any information regarding Larry's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Shelby County, Tennessee Sheriff's Office at 901-222-5500. And hopefully, like I said, somebody out there knows something. And I'm hoping that someone will come forward in his case. This next case is another new case that I came across. This is Nicholas Steven Gonzalez. He went missing out of Los Angeles, California on July 15th, 2022. He was 31 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 32, 5'9" to 6'1", 150 to 190 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. He does have Boutillier deformity on his right hand, which is a result of an injury to tendons that straighten the middle joint of your finger. The result is the middle joint of the injured finger will not straighten while the fingertip bends back. I do have a picture, and I'm sorry it's not bigger, but I do have an example of what that condition looks like. Nicholas' tattoos on his right hand of a triangle with an eye inside. Right index finger has an A and an X. Right middle finger has a Q and a C or a G. Right ring finger has an unknown marking. Right pinky finger, a triangle, and a right inner forearm has a red colored cross. His right forearm has recipient written on it. Nicholas could possibly be wearing a gold cross necklace and gold chain bracelet. He wears a size 10 shoe. Nicholas was last seen leaving a treatment facility in the downtown Los Angeles, California area. Family and friends have not had contact with him since July 15th of 2022. There have been no public posts on Nicholas' social media accounts and no law enforcement contact with him as well. No destinations are known at this time. He was originally from Oregon, and he has lived in Florida prior to him moving to California. If you have any information regarding Nicholas' disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Orange County, California Sheriff's Department at 714-647-7000. Again, like I said, I'm really getting a lot more happy with law enforcement. They are really using the NamUs system, getting a lot of these cases out that I don't believe are getting any type of coverage or very little coverage. The cases that I have done, most of them, a lot of them tonight are new cases. Some of them are older cases that I've gotten some updates on, and I want to make sure to help keep their story going. Okay, so this next case, this is a case I have covered before. I just keep praying for the family, on his case that they will find him. This is Noah Isaias Navar Jr. He went missing out of Brawley, California on September 23rd, 2022. He was 31 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 32, 5'5", 165 pounds. He is bald. And he has brown eyes. He is bald and he does lack facial hair due to aphasia. He usually wears a hat, like a ball cap, as you can see in some of these pictures. He is diagnosed with schizophrenia. He does have the tattoos, as you can see them, the Aztec symbol on his right eyebrow, and 12/18/2019 in Roman numerals on his right hand, and 12/7/2013 in the Roman numerals on his left hand. So Noah was driving a 2018 gray Nissan Maxima, which you can see in that picture. It was found abandoned and it had been burned on a rural trail in San Jacinto Mountains in Helmut California on September 23rd of 2022. If you have any information regarding Noah's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Riverside, California Sheriff's Department at 951-791-3400 or the Brawley, California Police Department at 760-344-2111. There is a Facebook page that is set up for Noah as well. I'm just really hoping that something will come up. They did locate his vehicle up in there, and I just, with all families, but with Noah, I really keep praying that they will find something and he will be located and stuff. So I had updated his file about they had found his car, but information had came out that it was also burned. So that is information that if anybody had seen his car or remember his car back then, if you have any information, just please reach out to law enforcement. Again, on any of these cases, if you want to send it a message to me, I will gladly get that transferred over to the proper authorities. But again, all these cases are pretty old cases. Let's get their faces out there, help these families find their loved ones, help these individuals get located and back home. This case is a case I came across, and I was really, this case is Sarah J. Martin. She went missing from Milwaukee, Wisconsin on November 22nd of 2001. She was 24 at the time of her disappearance. She would now be 45, 5'3", 110 pounds, blonde hair, and blue eyes. She has a scar on her abdomen and her upper leg. She was last seen on the east side of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Loved ones have not seen or heard from her since. This is all the information that is out on Sarah. This case is a 20-some-year-old case, and this is it. I'm looking more into her case. I do have some contact with some loved ones of hers. There's just nothing out there on their case. Somebody has to know something. It is basically, from what I've been told, is she walked out the door and has never been seen since. I will be updating some stuff on her case that might be helpful with certain types of jewelry that she always had on. She always wore jewelry, but there is like a specific type of necklace that she wore. There's several, from what I understand, there are several different scenarios that could have happened with her. None of them have been confirmed. I could go ahead, I guess, if you could share them. Foul play is definitely suspected in her case, whether it regards someone that knew her or if it was a stranger. But one of the issues is she could have possibly fell victim to a serial killer that was in the area, but that has never been confirmed. They've never found her. That individual has been arrested and has since been deceased. So we don't know. That's one of the possible theories that are out there, that she could have been victim because they were active in the area where she went missing. The other one could be someone that she knows. I don't want to release that name out there to anybody because it's not been proven yet. She did have a relationship that was pretty, not a healthy relationship for her. But I'm just sad to see a case that is 20 years plus old, and that's all. That's the only picture that's out there. I have acquired a few more pictures of her. I will get her updated, and I'm really trying to see if we could get more information out on her. This was a girl that, she was known by everybody in her community. Everybody knew her. So it wasn't like, if she was walking down the street, no one would know who she was. But it's very odd for her. She was very well liked. It's very much out of her character to not be in contact with somebody. There was a possibility she may have had a cell phone at that time. I mean, that's kind of when cell phones started to come out, but not for sure. So there's a lot of stuff that is just unsure in her case. I believe she left, I think around 10:30 at night, but never told anybody like where she was going, like if she was just going to hang out with friends or um, whatever. So this is a case that I'm really trying to work hard on getting information to get more information out there. But even if we could just share what I have right now on her flyer is out there, getting her case out there and seen. I know that her loved ones would like to see some sort of resolution. And I know that it's pretty hard on her family to just not know. And I don't believe that people just vanish. So somebody has to know something about her case out there. So I'm hoping with circulating her flyer and getting some more information out there that maybe something will come about. So the last case that I am going to share with you again is Erin Nicole Metz. She went missing from Dover, Delaware on November 11th of 2022. She is 22 years old, 5'1", 170 to 190 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. She did used to wear her hair in braids. Her hair could be dyed or a different color. She does have multiple tattoos. She does have a phrase on her wrist and above her elbow. She does have multiple piercings, including her ear, nose, septum, left ear bar. She does suffer from depression, is extremely shy and timid, especially when she feels threatened. Erin could have her ID, possibly 2 cell phones, one that had been disconnected. She was last known to have some of her belongings when she left a family member's home. She was last seen at the Red Roof Inn and at Dew Point Highway in Dover, Delaware in November of 22. But it has, and that she had gotten into a vehicle with an unknown male. Family last heard from her around this time. This is not in her character. So there has been, we did do an update on her about a possibility that she has been seen in Texas. So now there is an open missing persons case in Texas. If you have any information regarding Erin's disappearance or know her whereabouts, please call 911, the Clayton, Delaware Police Department at 302-653-8186 or TLPI Investigations at 502-427-1010 or the Dallas, Texas Police Department at 214-671-4288. I will tell you that there is some more updates on her. However, at this time, I am not able to share them, but there will be updates on her here pretty soon. So again, I'm really sorry about all the technical difficulties I had tonight, you guys. I'm really, really sorry. All these flyers are updated. They are out on Guardian. Missing Persons Alerts has them as well. I know Erin's case is out on TLPI on their side, and I think there's other flyers out there too. They're also out on my personal page, but please, guys, this is like the biggest thing people always ask: what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Please share these flyers. They are, you never know who they're going to come across. You never know what state someone could be in. There's been people that have been found clear across the nation. They left maybe in California and they found them clear in New York. So, I mean, share them no matter where you're at. You don't want to be, in, these loved ones' shoes of missing their loved one. So just take a second and share at least one flyer. I would love to see everybody share all the flyers, every day. That would be great. But at least share one a day, something, to get this information out there to the loved ones. If you guys need anything, always reach out to me. If you guys have any tips or concerns or questions, feel free to reach out to me. We'll continue to do podcasts. We do have a lot of podcasts that are coming up on some different cases as well. I appreciate all of you guys. God bless, and you guys have a great rest of your evening, and thank you for joining in.